The lighting here is really bad. Maybe because the it's about to die. Because this is really dark.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I think it's just really dark. Can you bring this light a little closer? Usually it brightens up when you get plugged in. You had it on the right side.
Did I? Like, why is it not? It's not registering.
Is that on? You guys, this is a live taping, so you know you are going to get the technical side of it. Okay, there's a lot of moving parts here. Okay, a lot of moving parts. Lights, this and that. Let me just
let you what?
Because it's so weird.
You're gonna do something?
Oh, shut up! I always do something. I come in here and that's the first thing I do is do something. I don't even sit down before I start adjusting stuff.
Well, everyone, welcome to me. So while Eb Deceleb, you know what, sis? We might have a dirty little lens over here, technically.
We all heard how she said, "Oh, you might do something." When the first thing I always come in here and do.
Listen, now you got to plead your case. Now you feel away. Nah,
the first. You don't have the cloth. This is not going to clean it.
What about your shirt? Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka.
But
Eb Deceleb. No, baby girl. Why would you do that? Oh my God.
I'm about to stretch my shirt out. Too much.
So, can you just stop, please?
There. Is it clear?
Jesus.
There you go.
There you go. It doesn't matter how disturbed I might become here.
Right.
It is. It's amazing.
All right, cool. No, just let's skip the live table. All right. Let's just not start anything over. Okay. It's 2 minutes in. It's 2 minutes
unstable any fucking way. All right, so let's just move to
2
this.
minutes in.
Okay. Because that was 2 minutes of foolery. But that was some happy Halloween shit for you. So
happy
Halloween. To whoever is watching right now, I do apologize because that was the fuck terrible. But guess what? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
We're live.
We're here, we're queer, and we're ready to go. Okay?
You were gonna go with.
So
okay.
Speaking of queer, they just had the drag.
I was there.
She invites me to retarded shit, but you never invite me.
It was impromptu. It was super impromptu. I was late. I got there on time, but everybody else was there more on time than I was on time. So the tall people were already in the.
So there were. You mean everybody else? Like who? Your other friends or?
I actually was invited.
Yeah.
I had no idea about it.
Okay.
So someone invited me.
Mm-hmm.
I shot to DC really quickly.
Okay.
Thank you.
So anyway,
and
I just want to say hello to Eb Deceleb.
I posted it.
I'm sorry. I'm busy doing other things. I post on social media, but I generally don't follow shit until it's like too fucking late. Okay. But anyway, life goes on, and as life was going on, why don't you tell us more about that event?
No, it was actually kind of cool. I think they were saying
tell people what about though, because
they actually here. So because someone sent the article to me.
Awesome.
So I can actually read what they sent to me.
In the meantime, guys, thank you for tuning in. You're watching Sips Tea the show. Welcome back to Women Crush Wednesday, Working Women's Wednesday. Who that is Wednesday? What you want Wednesday? No, I'm just joking. But yes, happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy hump day for tuning in. We're gonna hop into some positivity.
But before we But before we do, we'll talk about this they did have yesterday. It was a lot of fun. It was called the High Heel Race on 17th Street.
Exactly.
It's a DC initiative for more than 30 years. It's since 1986. Every Tuesday before Halloween has been marked by DC residents putting on their finest heels and racing 1 foot for all of 0.1 miles, which it was literally that quick. If you blinked, it was done.
How long? How far?
0.1.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't long at all.
You know what? In the history
Exactly.
of that event, I always thought these motherfuckers were running
No.
extra far.
No. If you're not able to get an appropriate gear, you can park yourself on one of the sidewalks and restaurants on 17th Street Northwest for a great view of the action, which wasn't true. The race begins at 9 p.m., but the competitors and the onlookers come as early as 6 p.m., which is true. To take in the sights. Races at 9 p.m. and it was free. But it was a lot of fun.
And the race is over
9:05.
Okay,
9:05.
Got it.
But no, it was cool though. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of people out there just expressing themselves, a lot of drag queens, I appreciated the drag queens because it took me back, you know?
Yeah,
it was like
absolutely.
It was the original drag queens, not the everyday drag, like people just every day, but it's just like the original people do get dressed up in costume and something like that. So it was cool. Saw a lot of creative costumes and stuff like that. It was just a lot of fun. So it literally was a split moment though. It was a split moment. The walking there was longer. Okay.
Okay.
But no, guys, let's go ahead and get back into it. Thanks for bringing that in, as well as for Halloween because it was Halloween event and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and get with our PositiviTEA.
Okay. Do you want to go?
Oh, I can't. Mine was actually not even. Lately, I've been doing more quotes than anything, and I actually posted on my page. Nene Leaks posted it because a lot of people will have you out here effed up all the way.
Absolutely.
Okay? And so sometimes you gotta let people. You gotta just put reminders out there, and so that is what I felt like I had to do when I saw this post that she did. It stuck out to me. I'm like, damn, kid.
And sometimes you got to remind yourself because sometimes you too get you fucked up. Let's be clear.
So it says it like this. Nobody hustles harder than a person that hates asking people for shit.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I didn't know that Nene did that.
Yeah.
But it was funny when I saw it on your page because I was like, that is so Eb Deceleb. Like,
that's what it is. Because anybody that knows me knows I don't like asking people for nothing. I am that person that will have 20 jobs.
Yeah.
I like.
So I need
not
$1, $2, $3, $4, $5.
And I'm gonna hustle hard. I'm gonna make it happen. And you ain't gonna know I'm tired. You ain't gonna even know. You're not gonna know. I just came back from my third job, but you're gonna know that I'm making it. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, you gotta hustle hard out here. Like shit wasn't handed to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Life
so everything
that
I've
gotten,
it has not just yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it there.
I know, girl. It's going to be there.
You trying to get it there, but right
one
now,
of these days, it's going to be one damn job, and the job is going to be something similar to now. Okay?
So what we love to do.
Exactly. So what we love to do, and that includes, being amongst our own people, doing things for each other that help to uplift instead of drag down. Okay.
Exactly.
So my quote is just something that kind of came to me. So this is a GemDTwin original. Ooh. Are you people ready? Y'all, I used to drop the gems.
Yeah,
like that don't be just sporadic coming directly out my throat. But I just have been really, really thinking about how we maintain, and we'll talk about that more during DetoxTEA when we talk about that mind, body, and spirit and everything. But it just came to me one day. I was like, earlier this week, I was like, girl, if you don't find your happy place, and while you're finding, and because I feel like I have to give myself permission to do that. Okay, my happy place, not your happy place, because this is a happy place for us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But this is ours. Mm-hmm. You here, and you can affect that happy place. Mm-hmm. It can tilt to the left or the right. But no, girl, you find your happy place, and then don't invite nobody over to that shit.
Yeah,
that's the quote, bitches. Find your happy place, and don't invite anybody over to it. Like, don't tell them where it is. Mm-hmm. Don't swim over there while they watching and shit, just in case they try to come on over with you. No. Just find your individual happy place and be there. Have that off to yourself. Have that place in yourself, outside of yourself, physically and virtually, that is yours, because you can have that. You know what I mean? And even like if you a parent, you a wife, we are, especially women, we wear so many hats. Not saying y'all dudes don't, but I've never guys, so I don't know. But as far as I know, for women, we wear so many hats. We're always doing something. We are somebody's mother, somebody's partner, somebody's, you know, co-worker, somebody's whatever. And the natural thing is to want to let other people in, but no, you may find your happy place and then shut the fucking door. Don't call everybody like, oh, I just want you to show this is so pretty. Like, look how I put pink in my happy place. No, it's not for them. It's for you. All right. But yeah, find your happy place and don't let nobody in. Like, don't call them. Don't send a fucking smoke signal. And that's irritating me. So I'll be right back. Okay, you go ahead. Mm-hmm. But that is my positivity for you guys today. A GemDTwin original. Okay. So ting, 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 ting. And I hope that resonates with NT1, NT Wear. And I hope it helps. But we're going to keep it moving because I definitely have something for you guys for Brewing TEA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to get into that?
Yes, I will.
Oh.
I just can't. This is like irritating me. Like, our people on Facebook should not be.
They actually should be on Instagram.
They should.
YouTube.
Let's do
If you guys are on Instagram or Facebook, please join the collaboration on YouTube because that is where it all happens. So make sure that you guys are joining the collaboration on YouTube so that we can actually see your comments. Please like, subscribe, and share the page. And if you do get on YouTube, we can collaborate back and forth because we can actually see what you're saying because you're not as far back as the other ones are. Okay? We might seem like we're close, but we're not that close.
We're not close.
Okay.
All right.
YouTube, we're close to that.
So not yet, and something else is annoying me. So okay, yes, this is what happens when I'm not like anal about what happens here because
woo!
No, ma'am.
If somebody don't come and sit her ass the fuck down.
I mean, somebody's got to.
Sit down. She done said I'm coming here. When the first thing I do was come in, cut the lights on. That's the first thing I did.
Then why is it crooked?
Sit down. It ain't crooked to them.
It is.
No, it's not. Somebody come sit her down.
No, you don't even care.
Look, sit down.
Listen.
Because then when we get...
You see why I gotta have my own damn happy place?
When we start running out of time, she gonna be mad because we ain't got the DetoxTEA and shit.
I'm not dealing.
She done spent 20 minutes.
I'm not dealing with
the camera that
I'm not dealing
nobody
with
even
because I have
she on YouTube right now. Anyway, YouTube is always true.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
Are you done?
Are you finished?
Are you done? Are you finished or are you done?
Go ahead.
So I have something really important to talk to you guys about.
The news alert.
Yes, absolutely. So you know that during our Brewing TEA segment of the show, we like to give you guys, you know, everyday awesomeness, people doing things in the community that should inspire, motivate, give permission for you to do other things rather than, you know, have things that are kind of or have a negative impact, go viral and stuff like that. So today, over the weekend, I was privy to some information about a young man who had been doing something charitable. And I always think it's important for us to highlight when people in our community are doing selfless things that are not going to benefit you personally, but to benefit other people. So over the weekend, a gentleman ran 123 miles for charity. Let me give you guys the full blowdown because I definitely want you to know that the young man's name is Pierre Fitzhugh, first of all. And the run was for Franklin Military Academy. Not just for Franklin Military Academy, for uniforms and things like that, but because there is a family there, and I'll leave their name out. If you guys want to read about the story, you can do so because we'll post some information either on Facebook or on Instagram because this is newsworthy. But I want you guys to get the full preview of the whole situation. But in general, the young man ran over 120 miles in order to support and do an online fundraiser for a family that was affected by a house fire. So, you know, if anybody that you know, or if you have yourself been the victim of a house fire or something that literally comes in and wipes out all of your shit in one foul swoop, it's a devastating event. So he definitely, and don't get me wrong, he actually has a sponsor. The sponsor's name is Gary. So Gary and Fitzhugh have put together an online fundraiser that inspires donors. Pierre completed an ultra marathon. So this marathon that he ran was 123 miles. It started from Franklin Military Academy and ended in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I know that he tried. I'm not sure that it only took 24 hours, but I know that that was originally his goal. So literally, when we talk about beat your feet, we're talking about actually hitting the pavement for a cause. They have a GoFundMe up, and we're gonna go ahead.
How much have they raised so far?
The last time I checked, it was a little over $2,000. The goal is $10,000.
Ooh, so that means if he got $2,000 for how many miles he already ran?
123 miles.
Oh my goodness! I mean, he has to run another. 2,000.
He's not. What do you mean?
No, he's not running for the
No. The marathon is run.
Okay.
We're not running no more. Okay.
I had another 1,000 miles to run or something.
No. With the GoFundMe, they are asking for funds now. So asking for the community to contribute because there's one thing to have fire.
Yeah.
There's another thing to need to replace the things that you lost materialistically. Like the kids need clothes. The adults need clothes, you need shoes, things that you literally lost in the fire.
Yeah.
So, and if it's any This Is Us fans, y'all probably saw those flashbacks and you know that things we lost in the fire is a big thing. So you lose all of these things in the fire, but you also, and you're losing your home, but you also lose a sense of normalcy. And part of their drive right now is to actually bring back a sense of normalcy for the children as well who were in that household. So with the kids, they actually attend Franklin Military Academy. So we're talking about school uniforms, things like that. And the excess, again, like I said, they're trying to raise $10,000. The excess or anything extra that is not going specifically to the family will also go to Franklin Military Academy to help other families with uniforms and things like that. So, when I saw it, I was like, this guy is really to be commended. And everybody that I talked to said, wow, why didn't we see that on the news? Now, I had family members who were sending me messages about this particular person and about Pierre Fitzhugh's run, the actual run. We shared the GoFundMe link amongst ourselves. And literally, I had cousins that were driving out to certain areas just to, catch a sight of him and things like that, because it's not all that safe either to just be running. You're like running from the morning to the night and into the night and things like that. You have your body fatigue. And so I really commend him for actually finishing his task, running from Franklin Military Academy and those 123 miles to Upper Marlboro. He accomplished that ultra marathon for them and for this particular cause. And how often do we see that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And everybody that I talked to was like, why didn't we have news coverage? Which also brings me to the point because I know that somebody had contacted some news teams and things like that, and no shade. And I'm going to say that this is allegedly because this is on here. So this is something that I heard that news companies were contacted, but they were basically covering the series. So, we don't have any, cameramen or reporters, anybody to actually come out and, cover this human interest story. Wow. Or what is it you would want to call it, because we need everybody, all of our manpower, all of our videographers, all of our reporters, all of our energies to be focused on this sports momentous occasion. Okay. So
that to be honest with you is not really gonna having a lasting effect, as though it's not helping anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not giving that money. Are they giving those additional ticket costs that they just took the prices from $10 to $1,000? Are they donating that to kids? Are they doing any of that? So why are I don't understand. Like, I get it. Let's find something to buy into, but why are we so effing fixated?
I mean,
I get it,
but you know what? It also speaks to what we are demanding as consumers of media. What we're demanding, like, If we were demanding of more things other than that particular story, like, oh no,
we could be. Our voices could be heard.
Absolutely.
We could be heard. We went out there and did it with the go-go.
Yeah.
Oh, we could be.
Oh,
heard.
hello.
I mean, we could heard if we wanted to. I mean, it's not. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing about it is once you start bringing in media and awareness of the situation, then you have to. That guilt comes in, and you can't just keep it at $2,000 of donations. Then because you now have publicized this thing, wait a minute, people.
Yeah.
So a lot more comes in line with. So it's like, should we just stay fixated on the World Series?
Yeah, let's just worry about these
anything, or should we really care about somebody other than ourselves?
And with that being said, I know we have to move along to this is our Brewing Tea segment, and that was something that was of extreme interest to us at the show because we are always interested in our community. We love the kids. And we're interested in people who are brewing their own tea and making a difference, not only for themselves, but for other people. So hopefully this also motivates other people to take up a cause. Like, it doesn't really take that much.
It'll motivate me to get out there and run a marathon, but it doesn't make me.
Well, look, I'm like, okay, because you could physically do the shit. Okay.
No marathon.
The first thing I said was, look, when he's rested, okay, and then I understand that there's a sponsor, and then so Gary, the sponsor, and Fitzhugh, the runner, are two different people. So we all have sponsor. Yes, there you go. You can be Gary. Okay, I'll be Gary. I can walk. I mean, I don't even know about that 123 miles. That's
24 minutes. It's 24 hours. Try 24 days.
I mean, even in 3 days, like it's just
24 days. I need to do right. I got to break up.
We need to go take a lunch and have a drink. Something. Just in small doses is what we need to do this particular 123 miles. So at any rate, guys, we want to salute you, Gary and Fitzhugh. We appreciate what you're doing for your community, and we hope that other people also come out and support you. That is Brewing Tea, and we're going to move on to tea time because there's also some other craziness coming out here.
It's a lot of crazy.
Yes,
I tell y'all every week time.
It's always something.
It's always some tea.
The whole Nat situation was a nice way into
the Nat.
Oh,
people going crazy with the Nat.
No, people booing your boy. Your boy. No, I mean, no, not even sad at all. I was talking about people booing Donald Trump at the game.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that happened.
He thought because he went to an all-American sport. And that's another thing that kills me.
What are you thinking? Why did you show up?
I'm going to shut
Okay, because you know what? I don't even want to give that any more light. But when I heard about it, what
would you do?
My first
would you get up and walk out? Would you just sit there? Would you try to
if I was booed?
Yeah, would you melt in
My God, I've never been booed. I don't even know what. Nobody has ever hated me to the point that they would boo. They were like,
I got a real story for you.
Okay,
it was not about me.
Okay,
but however, I had a friend. He was allegedly bisexual.
Okay.
Allegedly. Or whatever. You got to allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. I can't quote no names or whatever because this might haunt me till the day I die.
Okay.
So, but I'm going to give y'all this information. I was in high school and imagine an auditorium full of thousands of students. And everybody done heard about you and your booty hole. And everything that.
Y'all share booty stories. Okay.
Yeah, but everybody done heard about it. And you done did your thing or whatever the case may be. And I grew up in the South, so sometimes your thing wasn't always acceptable. Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
So this guy who was a prominent student and just his father was a sheriff and things like that. So he was kind of popular, but they heard about this thing.
Yeah.
So we all in the auditorium. And so the thing around school was they go blank, blank.
Okay.
Right? And so imagine, so that was the thing in the school, but when you saw him, you would just say it.
Yeah.
Imagine everybody, auditorium quiet. He walks in. Everybody says,
there go blank, blank. Oh, wow.
So that Donald Trump, I can only imagine. And
that's called mortified.
Right. Yeah. Like, if you didn't know Donald Trump, you were hated, you know now.
Yeah. I mean, I I don't know why you went at all.
To the game.
And then you stand and then the whole controversy behind it. Listen, I'm sorry. We here at Sip See the Show. We ain't got time for it. We're gonna run back to this when it's time to give out that shit award because
Okay. You putting it out.
But we is with the shit. Okay. Anyway. But moving on because Eb Deceleb went to see Sad at All.
Child.
And
I didn't know if I was sick.
That I got back.
I didn't know if I was watching the play or in it. So I just didn't know. I didn't know which one was going. I just didn't know. I was confused. Yeah. First of all, shout out to Set It Off the play. Okay. Shout out to everybody who participated in the play, the actors, the creative directors, especially I actually follow the director. I'm going to get his name for you guys soon. He actually funded this play out of his own pocket. African-American brother. So shout out to everybody. You had Leon, you had the Brat, you had Kyla Pratt, you had just a list of names who acted in this play or whatever the case may be. But I went to the play on last Friday and I was so excited to support my own and see Black theater in Warner
at
Theater.
The Warner. Okay.
Hello. So I went in with this approach. Black theater and the Warner Theater. At the Warner Theater. Okay. So I get up to the line and as soon as I start seeing the wardrobe, the mind already has started to shift. Absolutely. Okay. I'm still in the Black theater.
Okay. Oh, because you thought the wardrobe of the patrons.
I thought, you're going to
see out a night in the theater.
Yeah.
We are dressing up. We are not seeing sneakers.
Oh,
we're not seeing.
We're not seeing your.
It's not a concert. It's not a concert. It's a play type thing. Yeah. You thought that the dress, the attire would be appropriate for the theater.
Yeah, for the theater.
A play as opposed to
going to see
Chris Brown in concert.
No. It was worse than that. She was going to see Offset. The Migos. Okay. Cardi B. Cardi in now. Okay. I didn't think I was going there, but I was there. Okay. So then we get into the theater point, and I'm like, okay, well, can I where's my seats here? So I had a seat number. I'm going down. Oh, ma'am, your seat's down here. Go straight, and it's on in, and look at your seat. You have 2 seats, so just find the number. Okay.
Who is talking to you?
This is the people directing you to your seat.
Okay.
Look, you get to your seat. You said, "Damn, that motherfucker's in my seat."
Are they?
So then you gotta like, damn. Now I'm gonna tell these motherfuckers again.
Right. Like, excuse me.
I already realized I wasn't at the theater. Right. So I was just like, damn. So then I'm looking. I'm like, okay. See.
I only know your face, so I can only imagine.
I'm looking. I said, I was polite. I said, man. And let's see. Oh, well, you can't sit to the one next to it? Ma'am, I didn't pay for the one next to it. Okay. I paid for that seat. As a matter of fact, I paid for the other seat that you're sitting. Your friend is sitting in.
So both of you two are in my seat.
Yeah. So okay. I don't care if it's just a seat over. You're sitting in my seat. Mm-hmm. Because then what I have to worry about
is whoever seat I'm sitting in.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
where is just that? Where is your seat?
So that's what I said. I said, where is your seat?
Right.
I picked this
You're
seat.
here, but where is your seat?
I picked this seat for a reason because, see, when you go to the theater, you're going to have people who are going to sit in front of you. But if you sit in a certain part, your visual will not be disrupted. Yeah. Okay. Obscured.
And of course, you took that into account.
I did when I picked the seat.
Tickets, absolutely.
Because you can pick your seat.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So then, and I was sitting pretty close. If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do it right.
Okay.
So then I said, they were like, "Oh well, can you give me a minute because I'm waiting for my friend."
Well, why would they come here when this ain't your seat?
I said that's fine. I said, but I can't give you no more time. I said because I need to sit down and prepare myself for the show. Mm-hmm. I need you to get up. That I'm, with my partner and, sometimes she's a little quiet. So it's like, oh, I'm no, we have to cause a scene. I need my seat back.
Get up.
Okay. So then after we found, I said, look, please get out of my seat. Now, because you can only imagine. You can only imagine. You're like, this bitch playing with me.
Right. What's happening here?
What the fuck is it? So then she was like, whatever. You could have waited. The show ain't even started yet. Whatever. And so she's removing herself out of my seat. I don't even see where she's going because I could give two fucks, right?
Unless she's behind you, and then you gotta worry.
And so then I sit. So then we sit shoe off from the back and everything. I'm ready or whatever. So then the lights go down and everything. I'm like, oh, we got to hit a show and everything like that. All of a sudden, you hear. I mean, they come out doing the whole intro. Everybody starts laughing. I'm like,
okay, so this is what I was hearing.
What was so funny? Like I could
the opening part of the show. Mind you, I think it is very important for us to remember that we are talking about a stage play. And as Eb Deceleb was telling me this story and all of the instances that she faced with this story, it dawned on me that we need to talk to our people about etiquette. Because what is happening during this tea time with this accounting that Eb Deceleb is giving is you are seeing several instances of us just the etiquette is all the way out the door. Because guess what? Keisha, boom. Listen, I don't even want to do Keisha because that's too regular. But
don't do Keisha.
LaQuisha.
Bonquisha.
And her. Okay.
Her. Yeah.
Bonquisha and her did not know anything out about
a play.
And the etiquette.
They thought they was going to go.
You were going
live taping.
You were going to the movie.
They thought they was.
You were going to the movies. You were going to the $5 movie at
Marlow Heights.
At Marlow Heights.
Where that's acceptable.
Where it's acceptable. So when you said that they started laughing at the opening show, I think Eb Deceleb said also when there were transitions and the lights can go but so low, but as the actors are changing scenes, things like that on the stage, they're erupting into laughter because it's like, hey, we see you. So what we have is a people who are used to, mind you, this is Set It Off. So Set It Off, if you guys have not seen it, it's the play.
I mean, but
it's the play of the movie.
Exactly.
The movie is like historic to us. You know what I mean?
That was what my girlfriend said. She said it lost its own originality. Like they were trying to be empowering.
Yeah.
Women empowerment. Everything right now is all about women. They're just trying to showcase women. It was the movement, and even they integrated with some 2019 verbiage, and then also had when the movie originally came out verbiage. They were trying to showcase women in a strong space, and we missed the mark.
Okay.
That was the irritating part.
Yeah.
Instead of us encouraging and being uplifting, we're too busy laughing and saying Little Mo has a bad body. Right. We're too busy telling Leon, who is everybody's fan favorite, to get his weight up.
Yeah.
Such, bruh, you in the crowd. Bruh.
So there was heckling from the seat.
Yes, from our own people.
Yeah,
it was so like, damn.
So somebody drugged their boyfriend to this to see this play.
What was the kicker was because I did sit kind of close and those seats were a little more expensive. So
right.
You had a different crowd.
Yeah,
around
absolutely.
You, if you get where I'm going.
Absolutely.
So then you had this crowd, this other older couple. You could tell they had been.
They had a hitter to the right.
Yeah, they had it. They had it
to
right
the left over here, and then
no, it was the people behind. So I had to talk because you could tell they had been to theater or whatever. You could tell it was like an older couple that came in dressed. She had a little minks on it. She was ready. She realized
she was ready for a night at the Warner.
Okay. She didn't realize what it was giving. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody realized what it was giving until they got there.
Yeah.
So she, so the guy was like, "I wish people would be quiet" or something like that. And then the guy behind him said, "I wish you would shut the fuck up." And that's when I turned around. Because I said, look, we watching the play. We not in it.
Right. Don't y'all niggas set it off up in here. Okay. This is the Warner Theater. They done renovated this bitch. Like, let's just not. Okay.
And this is why they said they will never have a show like this. If the Warner Theater. And it's unfortunate too, because it even makes our people not want to come out. So, like, why would they want to come back out and do another play here?
Yeah.
Because we as people, we went to the play, we showed our natural black faces.
Absolutely.
We couldn't appreciate the art. Even if the acting wasn't 100% there, appreciate the art. Appreciate But they got enough.
But see,
courage,
what we ended up integrating
is not easy.
No, absolutely it's not. To try to convey a message from that far away, when you're losing eye contact, it's live. Anything can happen.
Can't stop the camera.
It's not, and it's going to be different all the time. All of those things come into play when you're talking about theater and live shows, which is actually supposed to be the good part about it. Those are the things that you know that you kind of revel in when you are actually into plays and theater and things like that. But what happened was, what we did was integrate our moviegoers with our goers who are interested, and not saying that these are not the same, these are not the same body of people, but sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
And so the name set it off, I think, at least from what you're explaining to me, the name set it off because of the movie set it off. It brought out a different crowd.
Yeah.
And so, that crowd that was looking for Cleo and them, like you want Queen Latifah, you want Thea.
They even had, it was just the whole thing.
I know Cleo was in it.
Cleo came out, the brat, she played her, shout out to her. They even had the car scene.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
They had the car on the stage. Man.
Oh, yeah.
So you couldn't even appreciate the art because when she was dying, everybody was laughing. Yeah.
How are you laughing when Cleo was dying?
Yes, when she was coming out the car and then she died. Wow. And she had her scene and the brat did her thing. They found that comical. Yeah. I think that they thought it was a comedian show.
A comedic sketch.
Yeah, I really did because they had, I know that they put a lot of work into that. Like the whole car front end of that whole caddy blue.
Yeah.
And she was coming out and it was doing this and all of that. And then she got shot and then she jumps out and and everybody starts laughing.
Wow. And there are things that you can do in movies that you cannot do in plays. There is a part of your mind that is also supposed to be engaged.
You're supposed to understand.
And it's hard for people when that's not where you're at mentally, to make the transition from the movie where we can razzle dazzle you a little bit, and we can cut away when money and we can cut back. They weren't really vested in that thing,
they weren't ready
from the get go.
And then when she got up, that was a whole.
And so then after the death scene, when of course the actress has to get off the stage, okay. So then that was hella funny too. Okay. Yeah. So. Nobody was a magician. Nobody was trying to fool you. While they're changing scenes and everything. That is actually a normal part of a play. But this speaks to us. Take your kids to play. Teach them about etiquette. Let's go to the Kennedy Center. Let's go to see some ballets. Let's go to see, look at the paper. There's actually some free shit that you can actually take your kids to and get them a little dose of culture and things like that. Just exposure to something else outside of yourself, because I guarantee people walked away like, that's the last time I'm gonna buy a ticket to.
Oh yeah, video, and they were complaining.
So on YouTube, and guys, if you could join us on YouTube, we'd appreciate it. You can click the link in the bio wherever you guys are, and if you're over to our YouTube channel, so y'all can join the collab. But we have somebody who says Luther's death scene was funny. She said was funny laughing. She said he did a little dance before he dropped. The brat and the other actors were playing around too. So you think that the actors also were playing around and maybe it was a little funny? I mean, is that
I think because of the crowd, they had to play into that.
I wonder. What I'm saying?
They had to do a shift.
But now we will never know what the original.
Here's the thing, unfortunately, and I don't want to make it about race, but let's understand. But even our Caucasian brothers and sisters probably wouldn't even understand the Set It Off movie. Had they gone to that play, would it have went that way?
That's what I'm saying.
Probably not. They would have embraced the play. They would have, you know what I'm saying? They always trying to learn our culture anyway.
Yeah.
They would have been more impactful. So they would have maybe died a little bit harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you have people in the crowd
heckling you and booing, you just not even booing, but just laughing.
You want to get the shit over with.
And you know that it's lost on your audience.
Exactly. So I mean, and that might just come from the,
that is that's kind of unfortunate, but we gotta move on. That was Set It Off. So we talk about the end.
And look, and speaking of Set It Off, y'all. I feel like Omarion need to set it off on Lil Fizz.
Okay. You think he need to go ahead? Blah blah blah.
girl.
Listen, before we get into the baby mama drama, let's take 2 seconds though, because John,
but we got to backtrack. Yeah, we should have gave him some. Yeah, we definitely should.
Yeah.
What's your favorite John Witherspoon movie?
John Witherspoon passed today. Was it today?
Yeah, it was today. 7/7.
So
what's your favorite
we
movie?
just can't get away from Fridays and, you know, bang, bang, bang. Okay, so I can't say that I can't say what my favorite movie would be, but that he's been so present in so many of the, you know, different comedy sketches and things like that you can't, it's like, wow, really? You know what I mean? Absolutely. So we're gonna have a moment of silence.
I have one though. It has to be the classic.
What's your favorite?
The classics, Friday. Yeah, that's the classic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's that was the classics for me. You
know?
I
mean, we actually still to this day probably use like, you know, like sayings. You know what I'm saying?
And when you like,
I like pig's feet. I like whole moles, and I don't like any of that shit. But yeah. So
yes, he is. R.I.P. him.
Yes, and I don't know. You said he beating that cat in heaven.
Yes,
okay. From the Friday movie. Okay. Yeah. So rest in peace to John Witherspoon. We continue to like lose some people out here.
Legacies.
Yeah, some legacies for sure. But that is also creating a space for more legacies. You know what I mean? But especially from the people that he already influenced behind him.
Let's creep. He was a legacy. He left a legacy. He was talented.
Absolutely.
We're not looking for legacies who are talentless.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't think you can just fill the role because you can make people laugh on Instagram.
I mean, it's not going. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Like I want some real comedians again. Shit.
So moment of silence for him.
Yeah.
And we thank him for his contributions and things like that as
Absolutely.
Your boy Kevin Hart speaking.
We didn't.
I know. I meant the moment between when I was talking and when I stopped. Because when I say moment of silence, you definitely just kept flapping. That's okay that you're quiet. Okay, I'm gonna say a moment of silence starting now. And we're back.
Okay. All right. Fine.
All right.
Moment of silence. He earned it.
Moment of silence. I think sometimes it's
hard for her.
I mean, and and you just interrupt like shit. Like I can't even say moment of silence because she'd be like, "Cause you know."
43 minutes left.
So that happened. We also want to send we haven't talked about the whole Kevin Hart situation a lot. I kind of feel bad about that as well because I'm not sure if you guys know, but Kevin Hart was in a really bad car accident. I really didn't follow up on it. But a couple weeks ago. Even if you're not a Kevin Hart fan, like these car accidents are real.
Yeah.
And I think I'm so desensitized that I didn't really even process. Like it was like, oh damn. And then I moved on. I think I remember seeing it. I remember hearing about the car. I don't remember the follow-up. And that's just another fellow person. You don't have to like this person. You don't have to be a fan or anything like that. But that shit is the fuck terrible. So the car that he was driving, that shit was totaled. It was a horrible accident. And when I saw, if you guys look, I don't know, I think the Shade Room posted it, but he actually did something on his Instagram where he was posting to fans and things like that saying thank you for the support and all these things. And he was talking about or showing his recovery. And I'm like, damn. Because I had no clue that I knew he was in recovery, but I did not know the extent of his injuries or anything like that. So shout out to Kevin Hart. Yeah. We wish you Godspeed and healing and things like that. And we hope, because accidents, people are no joke. And that's another piece of encouragement to really take each day, man, because you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When it's your day to go off that cliff, like he was out joyriding, if I'm not mistaken.
And I think moments like that they humble you. So
absolutely,
I think that for him,
and they should.
I think that was a humbling experience for him. I mean, I don't particularly care for his comedy, nor do I care for his acting. However, I do care for his grind and his way and how he made his way to the top.
Yeah.
So I've always thought he was a pretty genuine guy from what social media perceives it to be. But I think that if nothing more for him, I think that we're going to experience a different Kevin Hart.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see.
But we'll see.
We will definitely see.
We'll definitely see. So now, speaking of now, we got to go back.
Now you got to go back.
We done had our sentimental moments and whatever. But this is some sad news too, though. This it's like WTF.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with, and what are y'all's thoughts on that? Omarion and B2K and Lil Fizz and April and Moniece and the whole little.
Okay, and so for people who don't know who any of these people are, because 9 times out of 10, some people care, some people just don't. But Omarion, we know him from B2K, Lil Fizz from B2K. So they were B2K mates.
No, they were no.
B2K mates.
No, they were actually best friends.
And that's fine too.
But they were, but see, this is where the plot thickens.
Mm-hmm.
Even as they were messing around.
Who is messing? Okay, but start it over.
So let me go back. Yeah, because they are now just B2K mates.
Okay, Omarion and Lil Fizz is who she's talking about.
Yeah, are now just B2K mates. And April, which is the baby mother of Omarion, is now messing with Lil Fizz, who was the former best friend, now B2K mate, as you like to call it. They're now messing together. And then Moniece, who is the baby mother of Lil Fizz, used to be friends with April Jones.
Okay. So and everybody's just fucking. So
the plot thickens.
Yeah.
And and it's just one of those things where do you cross the line? Where do you
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a situation that you never want to find yourself into, because at the end of the day, granted, you guys, whatever, oh, I love each other, I want to be happy, blah, 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 blah. It's not about y'all at this point. Y'all decide to have offspring.
Yeah, kids are involved.
Okay, so there's not kids involved in this shit. And allegedly, she's pregnant. So that's even now more confusing.
Right.
I can never be around your father because your father used to be my father's best friend, and they're now in a group together. Now, how the fuck did this happen? And then your mother doesn't like my mother because she knew the whole time that y'all were sleeping together, but then you went around and said you wasn't sleeping together, trying to make it look like she was crazy. My mother, you see what I'm saying? It's just like,
let's just say that these children will not be together.
No.
They will not be having play dates.
No.
And that is probably the fuck that. I mean,
you put and I get it, like, fine, you're happy, but you still gotta have some type of chill. You
I
still
just don't know, the dating pool.
There's a lot of people out here. Why are we circling back? Why are we willing to risk it all? I understand at some point, find your happiness. Anybody that knows me, okay, if I don't fuck with somebody, and I mean, I done fuck with them. I mean, you did it hard. We was together. Nah, we done just messed around. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But because, whatever.
If I loved you, if you had some feelings invested,
I was committed to you.
Yeah.
And one of my people in close personal circle fucks with them,
then that's not your friend.
We're not friends.
Right.
Since we're not friends, because the whole time I'm gonna start thinking you was trying to fuck my bitch the whole time we was
together, right? Were you looking? Yeah.
Then you decide to fuck with each other, and then y'all bitches pillow talking.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on too. Is now she's trying to trash Moniece. Don't let another motherfucker who you dating come and trash your baby mother because now she feels fresh and so clean. Seriously. That's so clean. It's like, like, that's what you don't do. And see, that's what happened even in my situation. It's one of those friendships that did get tarnished because of that very same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys are pillow talking about me. Fine, y'all are fucking could do you. But then now the disrespect just got real because now you're talking about my business that I talked to you about.
Right.
Now you're gonna sit here and talk about Moniece, your baby mother, to April, your new baby mother, your new girlfriend, and then your new girlfriend's gonna talk about your ex-best friend to you.
Right. I mean,
how the fuck does that
I'm
work?
sorry, but like, it's putting a headache for me.
Like,
you just now trying to connect all those dots is doing too much for me
just,
right then and
y'all
there.
should have just stayed in the closet.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't come
or
out.
Maybe, I don't know.
Or just stay friends.
It just makes me wonder about the dating pool.
Or it makes me wonder how long you bitches been fucking.
Right.
Because that's another thing. Like, y'all,
I don't think that you can get through that situation without wondering, was it something beforehand? Which it didn't have to be. But you know what I'm saying? But you can't help but wonder.
Yeah.
Which means they will probably never be best friends again.
Yeah. Oh, no. This friend. And here's the thing. If they break up,
yeah,
they going when they step away.
It's going to always be a free fall. Or maybe they'll get back to, maybe they will all return to their original senders.
Because they are being trashed on social media. Mm-hmm. So.
And then that's another thing when social media is in your business. That's a whole nother situation.
It's a big no.
Oh, so Anna brought up the Boomerang and Soul Plane. True.
Oh yeah. Y'all still tell us y'all's favorite movies with John Witherspoon in it. No, he was good in that movie.
Yeah, but that's definitely a good point because I don't know. Sometimes when it's relationship based, you want to just like rest in your relationship. And it's like there is no resting, and then maybe it makes you feel like
you don't want something.
And homegirl done got together based upon a mutual dislike of this person. Like you used to be my friend, but now here goes the scenario. They got together, okay. So one day, Omarion done did something. He was breaking your heart. He, made you mad, and so you just so happened to be in the space. And Lil Fizz is there. Lil Fizz is like, what's wrong, little mama? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong, baby? Oh, Marion did. And I just don't understand why. And he was like, you know what? I understand because this nigga blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And now I understand because he does this. Or I understand because he does that. And then their conversation just spills over into, you know what? You right. And yes, he do. And the familiarity over this one person, who was y'all common.
Two people, because you got two people in common.
Oh, yeah, true. Because you had, right.
You got your baby.
Yeah, your baby mother is crazy. Yo, your baby mama is crazy.
And then here's the thing. Y'all both fake shit because April, you all in his baby mother's face and you all in her baby father's face.
Absolutely.
All y'all fake shit. And then Leticia on Instagram, YouTube said, well, Fizz said that they were just business partners and not friends. And it's so crazy when you would say that now. When the plot thickens, the narrative changes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Because back in the day, y'all was boys, y'all was brothers. Right. Now it's like, we wasn't.
I mean, we can't. You know what? We can't even really get into what the hell B2K was because there have been so many stories surfacing that
people getting boys.
Let's just say it all seems to have been very complicated, and we'll just leave it at that because everything that we say is followed by an allegedly. Okay,
and both of them hurt anyway. Like you said, they both hurt, and two hurt people in a situation eventually is going run its course.
You guys are trauma mates. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you trauma bonded like shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Over this one and that one. So to each his own. Have your babies. As much baby mama drama as you want. The kids will probably never be at a play date together, or maybe they will. Like because 10 years down the line, maybe nobody cares. Except Moniece. I don't see her not caring.
But in Moniece's defense, they try to make her seem like she's crazy, but she's very she's
emotional about certain things. She will
not. Especially if it surfaces itself to be exactly what she said it was.
Right. Like y'all try to make me look crazy.
But bitch,
so now when the next time I throw something at your ass, you gonna know it's real.
It's real.
And that you deserved it.
Catch these vibes.
So I think we saw earlier the shits award. I definitely think.
Trump.
I mean, because we're not with the shit.
Yeah, my man.
We are with the shits of you guys booing. I'm not with the shits about people saying that that the crowd should have respected his public office and not booed because I really don't think we get a chance to voice our opinion.
It's a freedom of speech.
But listen, voicing our opinion to the fucking person in his face.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Freedom of speech,
like it's one thing to be in the White House and hear from your press secretary or somebody like that. They don't really like you. They're thinking about this impeachment thing that's probably going to happen. I don't know. And it's another thing to show your ass up and then get booed in real time, like, no, we really don't fuck with you. It's a different thing. So we're definitely with the shit. I'm not with the shit on somebody saying that they should not have booed. I'm not with that shit, but go next, whatever.
Oh my God, let's get into some, what did you have real quick for detox tea? So
well, with the whole detox tea, you know, we're talking about the mind and the spirit and everything. Last week, I was talking to you guys about having a gratitude partner. Hell, enlist having more than one gratitude partner. See if you can keep that party going with the energy and everything like that. But it goes back to my first, my quote today from PositiviTEA about finding your happy place. It's so funny because when you say it, it's not the easiest thing in the world to find like where you are calm and settled and a place where people can't fuck with you. Like, you know, a place within yourself that people cannot like destroy just by their normal shenanigans, you know, something that they can't touch. So I do implore everybody to actually find those places for yourself. Don't invite nobody over to that motherfucker. If you need time to yourself as well, protecting your personal space, protecting your personal time. I know I was talking to someone who said that they, for instance, just needed a certain day in a relationship, out of a relationship. But hey, I personally need Mondays to myself. How would you feel about that? If you're in a relationship, if we're in a relationship, baby, right? And I'd be like, you know what? I love you, girl. All right. But I need for me to be okay. I need like Mondays to myself to like regroup, get my mind together, and then just like read myself. Is that cool?
I think I would be open to. That's something I've never tried before. Yeah. So I think that that's something that I would definitely be open to. For sure.
Okay. So you wouldn't like be like, okay, so what you gotta do on a Monday that
if that's gonna help a relationship?
What if it was Friday? That's a funny question. Does it matter what day of the week it is?
It does.
Okay, so Friday is no.
Hell no.
Saturday is no.
Hell no.
The weekends you may not have a personal day.
No, take a Tuesday.
Say, so the baby. So you designating my week? My week? I mean, like my day that I need for me.
No, I'm making a educated suggested situation.
Okay, so you're suggesting that my day be on Tuesday.
Well, no, actually, I'm just suggesting that your day be every day but the weekend. Okay. Any day but the weekend.
So I can have a weekday. Yeah. So this is a prime example of why, you know, having personal boundaries. It's a little weird.
That's what I said. It's weird, but it would be.
And look how hypothetical this situation is. Yeah. But it already makes you feel like, yeah, I'm questioning what you got to do. And
but then too,
it's weird, but I guess it's a new approach, is what Anna says on YouTube.
I would try it. I mean, nothing will hurt. What would be a failure but a try? So I would try it, but I would want to like, what does that you taking a day consist of? Because is it that we're not communicating via phone? Are we not seeing each other? You know, what does that take a day?
That means that we're not going to see each other. We're probably, you know, we'll check in like, hey, you know, good morning, good night kind of thing. Or I need this time for myself.
Oh, well, hell. I mean, I already do that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when is your personal day? Every day except the weekend.
No, every day except the weekend. Because I like during the week, lately I've been staying at home. So I don't really see my girlfriend like that during the week. I stay on the weekend. So
okay.
Just, you know, for my job and stuff like that, I live closer. And so I do that. I thought you meant like no communication and things like that. Like
no, but I know personally for me, sometimes I got to go off the grid. Like I do. I just need, but when I'm in a relationship, I take that relationship as a responsibility. So if there is somebody that I would talk to, it would be you. Although if I tell you that I need this day off the grid, like, or whatever, that our interaction just be like of minimal. You know what I'm saying? You as opposed to you reach out to checking on you, you know, is everything good or whatever, just to make sure I'm fucking okay. I get it, you know, but at the same time, just I guess it goes back to respecting each other's boundaries and what it is that you need. You tell me that you need something. Am I able to give you what you need? And that kind of goes back to your happy place, because if you've identified that by yourself prior to your relationship or even within your relationship, and you say, you know what, if I don't get this day, like Mondays are especially brutal for me. And if I don't have this Monday to myself, like I'm going to be a bitch to you the rest of the week. I think we might want you to have that Monday.
Yeah. Like I said, for me, I do that now. So it's not.
But do you realize, or do you feel like there's a switch from where you would be maybe with your girlfriend or significant other, not this one or anyone that you have had in the past, and you've been with that person 24/7, so like every day, or the majority of the week. So you were catering to their needs. It was always a conversation, things like that. Whether you had a good day or a bad day, you had to consider that someone else who's in your space or whatever. To now where you have time for yourself and by yourself to kind of just like focus on Ed.
Yeah, I think for me, like I could go either way. Like I was happy in that space where I did see that person, every day, had someone to come home to, and I had that life. I was happy with that life. But in this current, moment, I've learned to really be self-sufficient and be more not so codependent upon that. Like, I don't need to go home to somebody every night. It's okay to go home to yourself at night, things like that. And I think that I've learned that as I've gotten older, that, I've learned and practiced that. Where now, like I said, when you said it, I was like, oh, I do that now.
Yeah. But respecting both positions is important too, because if you do get married or something like that, where that person is like, okay, so y'all here all the time, I think married couples can take,
where do you take a day at? Y'all live together.
I mean, I don't know. I'm about to take myself up out the house or have another room or something like, or even
it's different if y'all live
even
together.
Just a time out, like, babe, you know how you did, like. I just need like 30 minutes, boo. Yeah. So Anna says she does that in the house where they have separate rooms. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's because like if you live together, you don't take that.
Yeah, I know a couple couples that actually have homes where they have separate rooms. Like we have our room, but then you have a room that you generally do. For you and stuff like that. And I have a room where I do, or the basement, like whatever your man cave and my woman cave is, or my woman and my woman and my woman cave, So, but anyway, it's all about space, and it's all about, I guess, knowing yourself and finding your happy place. And it doesn't mean that your happy place has to like be exclusive of anyone else all the time.
No, mine. Yeah.
But if it does need that, I guess you have to be, respectful.
That's my balance. And like for me, I don't really need to not be, because like I said, I've learned to be codependent. I'm not as codependent and things like that. For me, so I am alone. I spend a lot of time, especially now by myself, which is I've learned to love that. Yeah. And so, but my actual happy space is I like to shop.
Hello.
So. When I'm out and I'm not like half the time, I'm not even looking at my phone. I'm just in. That's my world. That's my element. That's my balance. You know what I'm saying? And that would be me saying I need to take some space or whatever the case may be.
I mean, it looks different for everybody. I think I've realized that my happy place, or where I think it'll be at least. I don't know that I'm actually there, but it's actually going to be quiet and my creative space and stuff like that. But it's more of a mental thing too, because I realize that I allow my own feelings, at least too, for other people to influence my happy place. And I can feel myself literally jumping out of my own fucking square, this is a no-no for a Gemini. But if I'm jumping out of my square, I know I need to recenter myself. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always say, you could get you fucked up too. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to check myself all the time about who I'm allowing into my space, because it's a very mental thing, and who I'm going to, and how much of that space I'm going to let them even occupy. Because if they're gone, it feels funny. If they're, you know what I mean? Other people can definitely come into your space and influence how you feel in that space. And that is, that's kind of a little bit of a scary space. So find your own little place and
don't become too comfortable with allowing too many people in your space. Because sometimes you get comfortable around somebody and it's just.
And then that's how you get lesbians U-Haul. Yeah. That's how we do it. I mean, because we comfortable, we like it. Like, girl, I mean, just come over tomorrow too. Yeah. Like, what you want tomorrow? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You want to come over?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, and then depending on what we do then, like,
you
you might as well come back. You live so close to my job.
What's your weekend look like?
I mean, for real, I'm kind of chilling. You want to go, like, maybe we could get some, like, dinner on Friday. But then why don't you go with me to the movies on Saturday? Because remember we said we was going to do... Okay.
And then Sunday I'm going to church. You want to ride?
Oh my God, yes. I've been looking for another church
stay together, pray together.
True. Facts.
Monday. We Sunday dinner. I don't want you to have to leave after the game and stuff. You trying to stay just?
What you cooking? You cooking? Oh my God, I feel special. So yeah, definitely.
And then before you know it, you back.
I'm over there like it's Monday, Tuesday again. Like, why would I ever leave when you're so fucking great? Like, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we have to literally force ourselves to detach from the feelings that you're having with this person. Like, oh my God, every time I'm around Ebony, like, I be like, oh my God, like I'm blushing. I just feel comfortable. You know, I feel like myself and in tune. I want to kick my feet up. My bitch. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
until before you know it, 6 months done come past and you've seen this person
every day for the past 6 months. And if you try to go do something else,
it's a problem.
It's going to be fucking like, why all of a sudden do you have to go? All of a sudden, I haven't seen my friends in like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I mean, but why do you have to do it now? Yeah. So anyway, guys, we're gonna have to get up out of here because we role playing. But that actually
it was really nice because it actually gave you the detox with the relationship. So hopefully you guys were able to catch the message from all of that. And like she said, we definitely this has been definitely an incredible show. Thank you guys so much for all of the collaboration, the continued support, the continued supporting our vision and what we're doing. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing until somebody knocks down the door. You know, please believe that. And we want to just appreciate you guys so much for continuously supporting us through all of our riffraff, through my crazy outbursts, through it all. Just through it all. Thank you guys so much for continuously watching us. This is a live show and it is as real and raw as it gets. And the tea is always 80 proof.
Okay.
When I'm drinking it.
And when she's not, she's just as crazy.
Yeah. It's a natural high, baby. A natural high.
Anyway. All right. But this is Sip Tea the show. Don't forget to DM us. Hit us up. Let us know who else is brewing tea out there. SipsTeaTheShow@gmail.com if you guys want to nominate somebody or hit us up on all your social media. All right.
Subscribe, and share the page.
All right. Yes. Like, subscribe, comment, share. We love you to life. And you guys take care.
Yeah.
Bye. Boom.